I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we beat the Florida heat at Walt Disney World, even in summer.
Yeah, summer can be a rough time to go. I always worry about people when they're going in the summer.
Yeah, our number one tip is don't pass out, because the Florida heat can be a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets to people.
We used to not go at all really during the summer, and
Used to. I still barely go in the summer.
I know, but now we do sometimes for this.
Yes, that's true.
Since we started a Disney-based business,
yeah,
now sometimes we go. So
yeah, before this we just would not.
Yeah, we just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, we got the pass that was blocked out in summer, and we're like, okay.
Fine by me.
Yeah. But even not in the dead of summer, it can be crazy hot sometimes because you just kind of never know.
Absolutely.
So these tips will work almost year round.
Yeah, in Florida, they will work almost year round.
Yeah.
We have a couple months where the weather is not oppressively hot.
Yes.
But the rest of the time, mid-afternoon, no matter what time of year it is,
Yeah.
it just is hot outside.
Yeah, we've got 2 or 3 months that are not, but yeah.
Yeah. And
10 months.
If you go in the summertime, maybe the rain will come to cool you down.
If that's a bonus for you.
If that's a bonus for you. And hey, if you want to know what to do in case of that, I believe episode 42
or 41
or 41, we have a rainy day episode where we kind of give our tips for a rainy day. But
yeah.
It may not always rain.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Hey, maybe you were listening then and you're listening now. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
But whether it rains or not, it's probably going to be hot. So these tips will be hopefully helpful for you as you endeavor to not pass out at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
Before we dive into the tips, I wanted to say thank you so much for listening.
Yeah,
if
thank
you
you.
are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeart Podcasts, just giving a shout out to the people who we don't always talk about in the intro.
Yeah, you're mixing it up. That's
yes,
nice.
Thank you for listening. If you feel like subscribing to the show to know when we post new episodes in the feed, or you feel like leaving a review to let us know that you've enjoyed the episode, it means a lot to us. It helps the channel out a lot, and we love to read them and respond. So please consider that if you don't mind. Or if you're on one of those platforms and you would like to see our smiling faces, today we're wearing a summer themed prop. I'll let you guess which one. You have to go to the YouTube channel Neverland Navigation Co. to find out, because that is where we post the visual version of the podcast every single week the episode comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're planning a vacation, whether it's Disney or Universal or a cruise vacation or really anything, and you want to get the best deal that's out there and get a free gift, I am a travel agent that's free to you. Just send me an email at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com and we can exchange contact information. I can help you as much or as little as you want. So if you already know what you're doing and you just want to tell me, hey, I found this many nights at this resort and online it says it's $2,100, I'll get you that same deal and you get free gifts. Because I get my commission from the companies, not from you paying me. So I give you a gift, so you get either free trip shirts or free posters from our Etsy shop.
So you're telling me I get free travel planning advice, however much or little as I want.
Yeah.
Free gifts from your Etsy shops.
5-star Etsy shop, yep.
And I don't pay a cent for any of that?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't I use
wouldn't you?
Morgan Jones Travel Planning Services?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah,
Speaking of hot. Boy, does it get hot in the summertime and beyond here in Florida.
Yes.
And we've got the tips to help you beat the Florida heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can start off with one if you want.
Okay, we're going to do around a 10.
Around 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I have one that I can't confirm or deny yet.
Really?
I just bought my dad a gift. And it was one of those fans that goes around your neck and kind of directs air up at you. I see a lot of people at Disney using those.
Yep.
I bought him one as a gift, and he's going to be my guinea pig to tell me if this is something everybody should have.
Perhaps a follow-up on the next episode,
yeah.
or on the Neverland Navco Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely do that. Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan.
Smart. Okay, yeah, let's hear your first one.
Well, actually, I'm going to throw it back to you because you just reminded me of something. You had a tip for our resort-going guests about something that they could bring with them if they're used to something. And I feel like in the summer months, I feel like someone might need something like this if they're staying in a resort that does not have one.
Oh, yes.
So this might be a good tip for people.
Okay, so I am a person that can't sleep without like a ceiling fan or a box fan or some sort of fan to circulate the air and for the noise, more so than to stay cool. But of course, staying cool is necessary too.
It might just psychologically make you feel cooler too, like having a fan on. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really can't sleep without one of those elements, but I have found on Amazon that you can buy like a portable fan that like kind of folds up and fits in your luggage, and it is charged by USB. So that is something that has served me really well on the past bunch of trips I've taken, both cruise trips and non-cruise trips.
Yeah.
Because you can charge it USB. It gives me that noise that I want to help me sleep. It circulates the air, but it's also small enough that I could really fit it in a carry-on.
I love this tip. This is a great, if you're like a fan sleeper, if you're a Floridian, you probably are, or if you're just used to that, at the value resorts, and if you're not staying on property, a bunch of hotels don't have ceiling fans.
Right.
So, hey, that can help solve your problem.
For cruises, this has been huge for me.
Yeah. And who doesn't want just a fan that you can put up wherever?
Yes.
That sounds like a Florida necessity.
Yeah.
To
On
me.
the Disney cruise, we've been able to like clip it to the headboard. So it's like,
ooh,
like,
that's nice.
Fanning us right from above.
Yeah, like direct fanning.
Yes.
That's luxurious. I love it. The first one that I have on here is to ride water rides.
Oh.
Now, even if you're not a water ride person, this might help to
This is the only time we would do it.
Yeah, this is the only time we do it, to help like cool you down. And we are the type of people that will plan ahead to do this and bring a change of clothes, socks, and shoes.
At least extra socks, you guys.
At least extra socks.
Even if it's hot, you don't want that squishy, wet sock feeling. It's not fun no matter what.
Or good for your feet.
Yeah.
Or anything, really. It's just better to bring a change of socks and maybe an alternate pair of, flip-flops to bring on the ride or something. But we would plan ahead. I wouldn't recommend doing it and then walking around wet. But if you do it and you have a change of clothes or something, the little cool down that you get from those rides is nice.
Yeah. I recently went on Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Ooh,
and
the party's this way.
Yeah. And got just moderately wet. Some people will get soaked. Some people will not get wet at all. I was lucky and got just a little wet. And it was so hot because it's the dead of summer that I was dry in no time.
Nice.
Because my feet didn't get wet, which your socks will hold that water,
Yeah.
And my undergarments did not get wet.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those are bad situations.
Yes.
Sometimes. Most of the time. So that is really nice.
That's what makes you uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm never riding Kali River Rapids.
Ever.
Despite the fact that I actually really enjoy that ride.
I know, it's really not a bad ride, but yeah. I want to immediately go drive and change.
I know, and there's are there more water rides? Am I missing any? You get wet on like a Pirates and a Frozen.
Sometimes surprisingly wet.
Pirates. Those cannons get you. Or the drop. But yeah, obviously Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be a
big one. That one and
one.
Yeah, Kali River Rapids is definitely the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you could get wet in Moana's walkthrough, but that's kind of a choice.
Oh yeah, honestly, that I would say I recommend that to cool down just on its own.
Oh, was that on your list?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
No,
I didn't.
But what a great idea.
What a great idea.
Walk through.
I did this recently. I don't know why I didn't think of it when I was making my list because. Well, it kind of ties into something I'll say later, unless you may just jump to it now.
No, go ahead.
So one of the things on my list is to strategize your walk.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I mean by that is if you're just like, I need to get from here to there, and it is far, then by the time you get to the end of it, you're going to be miserable.
Awful.
Much better if you, and so the example that I'm going to give you is that I needed to get from the back Epcot entrance to Guardians. Okay, and that is all the way across Epcot. We're talking about, I guess I'm not going to guess, but like it's very far and not covered. So I strategized that to stopping to get water along the route and then stopping at Moana's along the route so that it wasn't just a direct power walk.
Yeah, stopping to get water, especially, is a really good tip to, like, first of all, you're going to have to duck under some cover or some macy or something just for a second.
Yes.
To grab your water anyway.
Right.
And any quick service location, not like a kiosk or a funnel cake window.
Right.
But any, like, quick service location, they give you water in a cup
Anywhere
for
that
free.
sells fountain soda.
Yes.
That's the ones that give you water for free.
Yeah, nice little cup of ice water.
Yeah.
So you're getting out of the heat for a second to get that anyway, and then at least the second half of your walk will be more bearable, being hydrated and, you know.
And you stopped your power walking, you know what I mean? Yes.
Love that.
And then having the Moana area, that's a cool off, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Definitely cools you off. If you are in the Magic Kingdom, you can always walk to Adventureland and have a camel spit on you. If you walk just a little further on the left side of that attraction toward the Jungle Cruise, there's those tiki totems who mist and squirt from their mouths and all kinds of things. Those will...
And the misting, I think, is more my speed.
Agree. Very much agree. I would rather be misted than anything else.
Than spit on, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's also mist in the Maharaja Jungle Trek, which is where you see the tigers in Animal Kingdom. So if you're looking for a misty spot over there.
And then in Disney Springs, Stitch will spit at you if you really want.
Oh, yes. In front of the World of Disney store.
Yeah.
That is very true. In Epcot, they have misters over by the test track situation. So if you're in Future World and you're kind of by the World Discovery area with test, I think that's the first time I've ever not said Future World. If you're over there by test track, then maybe you could cool down in the mist a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to know where your misters are.
Yes, it's good to know where your misters are, and it's definitely good to not have to power walk from one end to the park to the other if you can help it.
Yeah. The walking really gets you, especially if you're in the direct sunlight.
You need to think, where can I stop to take like just a quick break? Just a
pit stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good tip.
Even if it's just stopping to go to the bathroom, that gets you a couple minutes of AC.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And hey, any climate controlled building is kind of a nice break.
It's shocking how low that they can get their air conditioning in the dead of summer. It's shocking.
It is, yeah. They're good about that.
I don't get it. I don't get how it's physically possible, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I don't know the science, but Disney is really good at making things cold and hot.
Yeah.
I remember riding Test Track. Remember when it had that cold room and that hot room?
Yeah.
Man, in the summertime, that cold room felt so good.
Yeah.
But that hot room, oh my gosh. Anyway, that's not an option anymore. They took that out of the ride.
Right. There's a similar effect in Remy, but...
That's true.
But just the hot part.
It's just the worst part. It's just the hot part.
But I went on that ride recently, and I don't know if it was just broken or they turned it off because it's the dead of summer, but the hot part didn't get hot.
No hot mode?
No hot mode.
Okay, I actually would prefer no hot mode.
Yeah, there you go. You still saw the flames. You know what I mean?
That's all I need.
There you go.
I know what the heat feels like.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the oven all the time in Florida, so I didn't need that extra effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
My next tip on here is to know the projected temperatures before you travel. I guess not everybody does this. But if you want to know, you might not necessarily have an accurate forecast of when the rain is going to come and stuff like that. But the temperature prediction could be pretty accurate. And I don't necessarily mean look up the temperature like as you plan your trip. I mean like right before you're about to leave. Mm-hmm. Because then you can have a more accurate idea of what the temperature is going to be and what to pack and stuff. Now, it's always, if you're going in summer in Florida, my actual tip here is just dress appropriately. So, like, black absorbs heat.
Yes.
Other colors like white and yellow deflect heat. That's good to know. Maybe don't wear, like, a hoodie, or I would even say don't wear jeans. Wear shorts.
Right. If you feel like you need to wear pants for some reason, something lighter like a linen or something would be better.
Right.
I put I specifically put dry fit. If you are comfortable with a dry fit type shirt on my list, and I'm not intending to plug again, but like if you messaged our Etsy shop and said, hey, I want this shirt to be dry fit, that is something that we do by request. But anywhere, you know what I mean, a lot of other Etsy shops do that. I'm not saying you need to go to mine, but dry fit in general is great. Moisture wicking definitely helps.
No, yeah, that's so true. I wasn't thinking specifically of a fabric, but there is a fabric in the world that's designed for this situation.
Well,
so
yeah,
nice.
and when you said no jeans, it's because they're thick, right? Like, if you need to wear pants for whatever reason, then a thin pant would be the way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't wear anything heavy, really.
Yeah.
It's just not the move in Florida.
I will say, if you want to wear a sundress, I wear a sundress occasionally.
Yeah.
Wearing like bike shorts or something underneath is the way to go, because there's like a wind funnel underneath Spaceship Earth that people aren't aware of, where if the wind picks up at all for some reason, I'm sure it's very scientific and makes a lot of sense to anybody whose brain works that way, but the wind creates like a weird like
current.
Yes, underneath that.
A Marilyn Monroe shaped current.
Yes. And sometimes when you're walking by water, the wind will pick up too.
Yeah.
And so I have found that bike shorts or something underneath will prevent some embarrassment.
Yes, that's a great tip. Not just for the summertime, but for any time.
I'm telling you, because there was one time we went to Epcot and I was wearing this like breezy summer dress, and I thought I'm gonna feel so comfortable today, and then this happened under the Spaceship Earth, and I went directly to the gift shop there and bought a pair of like shorts, and it was stupid expensive, and I haven't worn them since. So I'm just trying to pass along my tip.
Yeah, this is why we say we have those moments so that we can come on this podcast and say, hey, bring a towel, change of socks, shorts ahead of time, just to like cover all your bases.
Yeah.
One day we'll do a what I put in my Disney bag type of situation. But any time we're intending to go into parks in the summer, those are some of the things that we look for. I also have as a tip on here to be aware of lounges that you qualify to enter.
Ooh.
These could be a fun way to beat the heat. There have been lounges for all different kinds of things. DVC, if you're a DVC member. Visa card holders sometimes have lounges in the park.
Just the Disney Visa card, right?
Yeah. Gotta be the Disney Visa card. That's very true. So this is why I say look it up ahead of time to make sure you qualify.
Blue Cross Blue Shield or something? Was that on your list?
Florida Blue. If you were
Florida Blue.
a Florida Blue member, then you qualified for access to a lounge. And now pass holders also have a lounge in Epcot. The Morocco Pavilion. They've got refreshments there for you, so cold drinks and snacks and AC. So if you qualify for any of those lounges, they might be a fun place to duck out of the crowds and beat the heat for a little while.
Yeah, it's a good one.
If you're like nearby one of them, then maybe it's something you could consider. I haven't been to any of them yet, so I'm excited to go to the Epcot one.
Yeah. Yeah. My next tip is to make sure you wear sunscreen. You think you're going to get tan because you're on your Florida vacation, but wear sunscreen, reapply sunscreen. I have a little travel one that I clip to my purse. That's nice.
Yeah. It is important to pay attention to the SPF amount that you need, right?
Yes.
Isn't that something people say? I'm pretty bad about that, but I guess do as we say.
And having SPF in your chapstick is also really smart.
Oh, I didn't even know they made that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
My chapstick's always SPF 15.
Yes. Okay, nice. That's a good product to have. If you're not somewhere where you, if you're not burning all the time, this is where you will. So the sunscreen is definitely...
And you'll be miserable for the rest of your vacation, so...
And if you do have a sunscreen, if you do have a sunburn, then aloe vera, staying in the cool.
And if you're staying at a Disney resort and you've got a bad sunburn, you can go talk to them. They'll give you aloe vera, and they'll help.
Yes, they also help in the parks with sun stuff. Not only if you're like feeling overwhelmed by the heat, but also
Yes.
for your skin.
They used to have a specific place in Magic Kingdom just for that. But
Really?
yeah, in Tomorrowland.
Oh.
It still says Sun Center or Sun Care Center on a sign somewhere, but I don't.
Whoa.
I think now if you had an issue, you would go to what Jake is talking about, which is just their general first aid.
Right, which in Magic Kingdom is on Main Street, and Epcot is in the Odyssey by the entrance to the World Showcase. In Animal Kingdom is by the very front of the park, and in Hollywood Studios, where is the one in Hollywood Studios? Do you know? Oh, it's right next to that.
The antique store.
Yeah, right next to the antique store
Right
where
at the
they
front
do
of the
photo
park.
pass, also right at the front of the park.
Yeah, that's Sun Care Center sign. It's still there.
Oh my gosh, that
You've
just
seen it.
brought back so many memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Tomorrowland they did at one point have a sun care center. That's interesting.
Yeah, and it was sponsored by, what did it say? Sundial? Is that a sunscreen company?
Yeah,
Anyway.
makes sense. All right, you ready for another tip?
Oh, is it my turn?
No, I think it's mine.
Oh, good.
You said wear sunscreen. I say see shows.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Oh,
I wrote
really?
shows.
Shows. Absolutely. I put on here preferably long ones. And then I went ahead and I Googled attraction run times to see what the longest shows in each park were.
Okay.
Are you interested?
I'm so interested, but I also think I can guess.
You absolutely can. All right, hit me with a Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay, my guess.
Sure.
Okay, so these, and of course, indoor shows only because we're talking about...
What's number one, the longest show in the Magic Kingdom?
Carousel Progress.
It's actually beat by Hall of Presidents, just by 1
really?
minute. Yeah, by 1 minute.
Okay, by 1 minute. I was close.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That
Carousel of, good job. That was definitely as close as you could get. Carousel of Progress, 20 minutes. Hall of Presidents, 21 minutes. Good AC in both. If you are in the Carousel of Progress and it is raining, they'll let you ride again. We found out.
Yeah, if there's not a line. I mean, which I guess there most of the time isn't.
Not during the pour. People aren't generally running to the Carousel of Progress in the pouring rain. But if it is about to rain, then
heck yeah,
maybe you should. Because it's a great place to seek refuge from either rain or heat.
Right.
Because it's covered and it's long.
Yes.
It's so long.
Yes.
20 minutes long. In Epcot, what do you think the longest show is?
The show at the American Pavilion.
Absolutely. The American Adventure. It has a 30-minute runtime, which is considerable. And if you're not into that, then you can also check out Turtle Talk with Crush, which is 15 minutes long.
Right.
So those are the longest things you can experience.
Yeah, finding out what the hottest point of the day is and planning your American Adventure show at that point might be smart.
Say hi to Beyonce for us.
Yeah.
In Hollywood Studios, what do you think it is?
Oh, you jumped to Hollywood Studios. That makes sense. You're going in chronological order. Always. Muppet Vision.
I wish. Frozen Sing-Along takes the crown here at 30 minutes of runtime.
Wow.
Although I will say if you...
How long is Muppets with the pre-show?
I want to say it's 17 or 18. Oh, with the pre-show?
Yeah.
The pre-show is long.
The pre-show is
so, I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah, it depends on when you get there, how long you'll be in the building, though. Because if you arrive right before the show starts, and there is an indicator to let you know when the show is going to start outside of the building, which is helpful.
Yeah.
But the pre-show is long. I would say it's at least maybe 20 minutes long, 15, 20 minutes long.
Which would, that would pass it then.
Yeah, it would just about double it if you include the pre-show. Or
I enjoy Muppet Vision more than I enjoy the Frozen Sing-Along.
I agree. I agree.
They're both gonna work for getting you out of the heat.
Yes.
Cooling you down.
And the Beauty and the Beast show is also 30 minutes, but it is not indoors.
Yeah.
So that's
Don't think that counts.
Nope. There are some big old fans right ahead of you, that right on top of you, that are blowing down some wind, and it is a covered environment. But in Florida, sometimes the heat is you just need that good air conditioning.
Yeah, for the same reason I wouldn't suggest the Indiana Jones show.
Right.
They're also gonna have some fire up in there.
Yes, and that show's also long. But
yes.
It's outdoors and there's fire.
That's a winter show for me.
Right. At Animal Kingdom, there are 2 tied for longest.
2 tied. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say Nemo, but I know it got shortened. Okay. So, and Lion King?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are both the same length now, both running 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes.
That's actually longer than I thought.
Yeah. Festival of the Lion King is a nice long show. It has, first of all, it's a great show, but also just the there's a moment before the show starts where they teach you how to be part of the tribe that you are in by making animal sounds to support your section, which is very fun.
Right.
And they do all of that and some intros before the show starts. Then there's an opening number, multiple acts, and then a closing number, a sing-along. All the kids come out to do a lap around the theater. Like, it's a whole production in there, so it takes up some time. Finding Nemo, the musical, used to be longer. Now it has been shortened, but it's still a considerable length. Now
little mini Broadway show.
Yeah, a little mini Broadway show, and it is cool in that theater.
Yes.
It is nice and cold in there.
How do they do it?
I don't know.
There's so many people in there.
There are so many people in there, but it is always cold in there, and I love it. I don't know if there's some psychological factors with it being dark in there and with it being like cool water undersea themed or something, but I just sense that it is cold every time I walk in there, and I love it.
Yeah.
I also have on here as a little bonus, you could ride long indoor attractions.
Yes.
There aren't a lot of these at Magic Kingdom that are not shows, but at Epcot, Spaceship Earth runs for 15 minutes, so that's a fun.
But also, if you could do a long queue in the dead of heat.
I love that.
So, like, if you were going to plan to do a Flight of Passage is a good example. That queue is almost entirely, if not entirely, indoors, depending on how long it is.
Yeah.
And it's nice and cool.
And where it's not indoors, it's surrounded by, there's like water.
Mist and shade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mist, shade, and water.
Right. And there are a bunch of others, you know what I mean, like that are good examples of, well, if I'm going to do it, at least I'm going to get out. Guardians, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it's time to wait for 2 hours in the AC.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At least you're not out in the dead of the heat in the middle of the day or whatever.
Yeah, if you're going to seek refuge, there might as well be an e-ticket ride at the end of it.
Yes.
RIP Universe of Energy, which was a ride at Epcot, which had a 45-minute total length. You can't beat the heat like that anymore. Let me just say, that was one of a kind. At Hollywood Studios, you can ride Rise of the Resistance, which has an 18-minute runtime.
And a 2-hour wait.
And a 2-hour wait. So you will be in that cave and like cooling down for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
And at this park, we have to say RIP to the Backlot Tour.
Yeah.
Which, when it first opened, was over 3 hours in length and notoriously featured 2 connected parts where you could not leave in the middle, so you were stuck on it. And then at the end of its life ran 35 minutes, which is still a long time.
Still long.
And to the Great Movie Ride, which had a 22-minute runtime and entirely indoor queue, not counting the extended queue. So yeah, those are some things that used to take up a lot of time. But Rise of the Resistance, 18 minutes long, plus that big old wait time, that's a nice way to beat the heat.
Absolutely, yeah. These are all you know, even the ones that are still there. If you're factoring in the wait time, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's funny because, like, I was telling my parents that they just moved back to Florida, and I was worried about them signing up to be pass holders in the summer because I didn't want them to get this negative opinion of like going to Disney on a regular basis.
Smart,
yeah. But once we did go, we were going from line to line, and I had, you know, strategized it and stuff like that, that there weren't too many times that we were like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
If you're really planning it well, then you're spending a lot of your time inside.
It's when we're walking around the entire World Showcase or something that we really, you know. And
we just need to start planning better and being we're not going to walk the whole World Showcase. We're going to stop in every country and go in the gift shop.
Yeah, and we're going to get water. Yeah. And there's a lot of things.
Like, have you stopped, not you, I know you have, have our listeners stopped in every gift shop in World Showcase? Probably not. So you don't even know, like, what cool details the Imagineers put in there. But if you do that, you're going to, like, make it so that you're not walking 30 minutes straight in the heat.
Get lost in a shopping
Yes.
extravaganza is a great tip, actually, because there are some shopping locations where you can really manage to do that.
Yes.
In my mind, the Epcot, Mitsukoshi,
Oh, yeah.
the Japan gift shop, that one sticks out to me because that's a huge space with lots of sections filled with merchandise. You can spend hours in there. Or just in Hollywood Studios, if you're on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard, the entire street is gift shops.
Right, so you can stay in AC the whole time you're walking down there. Same with Main Street. You can basically stay, you could go into Emporium and walk all the way down to the end of it, and that was then all air conditioned.
Yeah.
So if you're planning correctly, then the worst part of your day would be getting from your car to the park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're driving. Because that can be rough.
Yeah. At Animal Kingdom, that can be.
Yeah. Now
precious.
the trams are all running, so it's a little bit better. But waiting for the tram can be rough. But
that's when you bust out your fan that you put around your neck or something. Yeah.
Yes, or a cooling towel. I've heard that that's new tech. That's fun.
Big sun hat.
Yes.
That's
even if you were doing some of the not large gift shops like along the like in World Showcase, like Canada, their gift shop is pretty small, but I mean there's hidden Mickeys and stuff in there, you know what I mean? Like take a look around, just take 5 minutes,
yes,
cool yourself down, check out what's there, go to the next country, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Canada is a pavilion I wouldn't mind being stuck in the heat either, because you could also go see their show. They have a show there, a Circle Vision show, and during I want to say it's Flower and Garden, that show is not a show. They transformed that space into a restaurant, basically, like a cafeteria kind of.
Was it not Food and Wine? I guess.
Maybe it was Food and Wine. It was one of those. But they changed it to be like an apple orchard. And they sold frozen apple cider and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
that was cool.
Yeah, and you can stay cool in there.
Literally. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big old air-conditioned space is really nice in these moments. And that Canada little thing that they did, I liked that. That was nice to cool you down. Do you have anything left on yours?
Yes, I think that this is all about planning, you guys. I think that coming during like a heat wave or summer really requires more planning, like even if it's day of, even if it's we need to get from here to here, let's make sure we've got enough time so that we can take it slow, and where do we want to stop. And I think that choosing dining locations where you're dining inside is like key.
That's so true.
Yeah, I'm not going to be sitting outside to eat when I'm like covered in sweat and it's 100 degrees outside.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That needs to be your break, your nice break. Even if it's quick serve. Columbia Harbor House is a fantastic place to get a quick serve at Magic Kingdom and soak in some air conditioning.
I have that on mine, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's a great segue, is to seek cover in cool restaurants.
Yes.
And I do have Cosmic Rays on here as well.
Yes, that's a great one. Yeah.
The food is not good, but you can seek cover.
The fries are good. And
you can be entertained. Get some fries. And be entertained by the musical styling of the animatronic Sunny Eclipse.
Yes.
Fun. In Epcot, I have Connections as a nice, cool, quick service restaurant you can visit and seek cover from the sun.
Yeah, and we've had hit or miss food from there. That's definitely a better option than
Cosmic Rays.
Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine Seasons.
Thank you.
The food court in the Land Pavilion.
Yes, don't go there.
Although, I will say, the Land Pavilion in general is a great place to beat the heat.
And you can get a free water from the Sunshine Seasons.
And ride Soarin'.
There. Yeah.
Although, part of the Soarin' queue is unreasonably hot. And they need to fix the air conditioning in there.
Inside?
Inside the Soarin' queue.
Really?
In the corridor right before you're about to get divided into the multiple theaters.
Yeah.
There's a stretch of that is just hot and bad. I need them to figure that out immediately.
Yeah.
Sorry for the random rant in the middle of that.
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. In Hollywood studios, I would never recommend anyone to eat here, same as Cosmic Rays, but I have the ABC Commissary because it is a quick service that is indoors and air conditioned.
I actually think we need to give it another shot.
Really?
Yeah, I read something saying that they've improved some of their menu items.
We need to go.
We'll have to check it out.
And we know it'll be cool.
Yes.
The only other indoor sit down at this park is Docking Bay.
Quick serve, you mean?
Yeah. What did I say?
You just said.
Oh,
I think
restaurant.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Whatever I said. Quick serve is what? Yeah.
What you meant, yeah.
ABC Commissary is the only one other than Docking Bay.
Right.
And I find that one to be usually pretty.
Well, there's also that backlot one, not backlot, but
right. That one. Yeah, that one has indoor. I forget
Yes.
about that. It's
Yeah.
indoor outdoor.
it is indoor outdoor. So, but I feel like we were cool last time we went in there,
We were cool last time we were in there.
which means they've got AC going.
Right. So you can
Which
seek
is
refuge.
weird.
And you can say hello to a prop
Yeah.
in there that was used for the filming of the Horizons films that were at the end of the attraction. That's fun to see.
Weird Easter egg, but fun. Yeah.
So weird. It's like a spaceship looking thing on the top of a ticket booth that they have in there. In Animal Kingdom, I put Satuli Canteen as a restaurant.
Good one.
A quick service restaurant to seek refuge in because it is fiercely air conditioned.
Animal Kingdom, I want to say recently, but it's not that recently, had a travel advisor like thing going on where they were anyway, we went to Animal Kingdom and ate a bunch of snacks, and I was like, why are all these places outdoors?
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
They don't have nearly enough indoor dining
Yes.
at Animal Kingdom, in my opinion. Quick serve dining.
Yeah.
They have Satuli Canteen and they have Restaurantosaurus, which you can very much hang out in there and get water and whatever. But I think they need to have more options for quick serve indoor dining.
Absolutely. The Animal Kingdom actually is known for having some really good snacks, but they're almost all ones that you buy at a cart and eat outside, and I really, really hate that.
Yeah, when we were discussing ranking Animal Kingdom quick serve, you can check out that episode. But basically, after every single thing, we were like, so we're gonna get this and run to Restaurantosaurus or Satuli Canteen or whatever to eat it, because you have to have a destination in mind to stay cool while you are enjoying your snack.
Yes. Pizzafari has been under some like weird transition, but it looks like they're back open.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Pizzafari. It seriously has been forever.
Yeah, and it looks like they're back with pizza. The same stuff they had before.
And chicken parm. Yeah. Is this a sit down?
Like they had chicken parm before.
Oh, really?
Quick serve.
Oh, quick serve.
Yeah, and that's inside. So if you're back, it says they're only open till 4:30. Why?
Animal Kingdom's so wild.
Yes.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Pizzafari.
Yes.
We have to go and review it.
Yes, and they're only open till 4:30.
Well,
but that's because the park's only open till 7. But still, why close 2.5 hours early? Sorry for my rant.
I'm excited to review it just because it's inside.
Yeah.
At least we'll be covered.
It looks good.
Oh, it always looks good.
Yeah, I know.
Pizza.
Mango slushy with glow cubes sounds quite cooling.
That'll keep you.
Hey.
That'll keep you. Or
new
tropical
suggestion.
breeze.
Yeah, they've got a lot. It looks like a lot of slushes or mocktail kind of things with glow cubes that sound nice and cool.
Because they know.
They know. They figured it out. Great.
Nice.
And with alcohol, if you prefer it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
They say alcohol warms you, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got my last one on here.
Gnocchi Primavera.
What is that?
Well,
Primavera.
Yeah, Primavera usually has vegetables in it.
Yeah.
Gnocchi's like that potato. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Maybe.
$13. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We'll get. Hey, we love it.
Hey,
we love
coming
it.
soon.
Yeah, check the Neverland Navigation Co. YouTube channel.
Yeah.
For an upcoming Pizzafari review. The last one I have on here is if you're having a hot resort day, is to explore your resort amenities. Like your pool, your arcade, of course, the pool, but then also there are things like arcades and restaurants and at some of them, there are even things like at the Contemporary, they have painting as an activity you can do. And there's a bunch of activities that are at a bunch of the resorts, most of them inside, some of them not. But I would take advantage of maybe the indoor ones on a hot day.
Yeah. I have done the Port Orleans scavenger hunt, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it's pretty hot because you're like all around the resort outside looking for stuff. I would recommend maybe not.
Save that for the late fall or something.
Yeah, or night. You know what I mean? Not late night, but like after it's not in the middle of the day.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. But at resorts, you may find that there are some fun things to do inside without necessarily having to succumb to the heat
Absolutely.
outdoors. So
Just hidden Mickey hunting a lot of times would be nice. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. Make sure that you're planning into your day like extra time so that you're not running around, so that you've got time to, if you are doing something outside, that you're not also running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's important. I can't stress hydration enough. Free water, like Jake said, is available anywhere that has fountain drinks. And we have seen quite a lot of like EMTs having to come in because somebody passed out because of dehydration, and it's sad. I'm sure it ruins people's trip.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. You have to stay hydrated. And that's what it is. Like 95% of the time you see an EMT in the park, it's because somebody got overheated and dehydrated.
Yeah. That's just not the time you want to have.
Right.
At Walt Disney World.
Right.
And you are, to some degree, 100 degrees sometimes, in control of, not of the temperature, but of the way that you can handle your hot day.
Yeah, drink a lot of water and check out our bathrooms episodes so you know where to
So you know what bathroom to go to.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know about you, we are not necessarily water park people, but I am seeing now that if you book Disney resorts and stuff, sometimes they're just giving water park entry away.
Yeah, on your first day. Yeah.
So hey,
I would do it if it was free.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
I would do it if it was free too. So if they're giving you water park, I guess the tip here is look at the packet of stuff they give you for free.
Yeah.
And maybe
talk to your travel agent.
Or talk to your all-knowing travel agent. And then, if you've got water park entry, that might be a really cool way to beat the heat on your non-park day.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Does that pretty much wrap it up?
I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Wear sunglasses.
Keep your shades on.
Yeah.
You're already cool, but keep your shades on.
Maybe pack a backup pair because Disney has like 200 pair of sunglasses turned into Lost and Found each day. Yeah. Is it 200? Per park? It's crazy. It's
I don't remember.
It is a wild amount of sunglasses per day that get turned in because people leave them. So bring cheap sunglasses and bring extra.
It's true. And let me tell you, the cheap plastic pair at Disney World that you're paying $25 for is not the one that you should be buying.
Right.
You should be buying the $5 one from Walmart or
$1.
something.
Yeah, $1 or something.
Right. And just let those be your go-to for your Walt Disney World park trip. Now, I do recommend getting ones that are not so bad that they have no film on them and they're hard to see or whatever.
Well, yeah, and having the UV protection.
The UV protection is a big deal for your eyes.
An average of 210 pairs of sunglasses are turned in to Lost and Found every day.
Wow. That is a lot. Don't be one of those 210.
Or just bring back. If they're cheap and you brought backups, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm sure they donate them and it's all good.
Yeah, if you lose your $5 sunglasses.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yes.
These are all good tips. My tip as a 10-year-old at Walt Disney World would be when you're walking by those big old buckets of drinks, just stick your hand in there and grab some ice and just put it down your shirt.
What are you talking about?
That's what I would do as a child.
When you were 10, you just take ice out of your cup and out of your water cup?
My cup? No. We were walking by. You walk through the theme park.
Oh.
And there are those places that have the big old containers of
like
bottled
bottled
water, Coke.
Yeah.
And you just take an ice cube
God.
from there and you just make it happen.
We don't know if that's allowed.
No, yeah, that was what my 10-year-old self would say. My current self would say, listen to the previous 40 minutes of this podcast for some actual advice. But hey, honestly,
sounds like a good idea though.
Don't walk in the fountains and
no,
don't
you'll
do
get
crazy
kicked
stuff.
out.
Yeah, that's our last parting bit of advice.
Yeah.
Is don't do crazy stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But hey, if you're interested in hearing some more of tips and tricks for your park going experience, or you're just interested in seeing shopping and dining and trivia stuff, then you can check us out over at Neverland Navco on TikTok and Instagram, and we would love to continue the conversation with you on there.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have our Etsy shop, which I've mentioned a few times now. It's called Neverland Navigation on Etsy. You can search it that way. Send us a message and tell us what your favorite thing is at Disney, and we can basically put it on a shirt. We'll make you something. Or if you're going on a vacation, you get some shirts for free if you book it through me. So that email again is neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com to connect with me as a travel advisor.
All right, very cool. Well, hey, I'm going to stay cool by sitting through the entire whole President's show. So we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye.
Bye.